Okay. So good afternoon, everyone. So we can start with a very quick tour de table because we are not 100% sure where you're from, which institute to better see if everyone is here, and we have at least one or several representatives from every RCC. So yeah, then we're gonna start the presentation, and so we're gonna provide some news about the use and the climate station. So maybe if we start, I'm gonna take the people in the order it's in my list. So I see Ahmad. I don't know how many people are in the room for Ahmad, but I see a room of Ahmad.
Yes, Ali Abani in the conference room, but I can see Dr. Pierre Kamsu connected, and Kamaru Lawal also connected. He's from Ahmad. Dr. Romeo is connected. I'm seeing 3 people from Ahmad connected, maybe from their offices or somewhere else.
Okay, could you please tell us if it's what are your top, if you're more ITs, thematic experts, and which field in that case?
Yes, myself, I'm IT expert in Ahmad. So the thematic experts are the ones I cited to you right now. Dr. Pierre Kamsu, Dr. Lawal, and Dr. Romeo. I can see 3 of them.
Okay, if you want to add something from Ahmad, Romeo, or the other, I don't know.
Yes, I shared also with Dr. Victor Indasi the promise to connect from outside, and
okay.
Mr. UaF Benjela in climate department.
Okay.
So
okay.
I'm expecting 5 experts to connect to this meeting now. So
Perfect.
I can see people in this connection, but I will check their offices now.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so Kamaru Laval, okay. Kamsu, Romeo. Okay, so the next one is Dario. So Dario, if you can introduce yourself quickly.
Good afternoon, everybody. Yes, I'm Dario Simonetti, working at the JSC as a software developer.
Thank you, Dario. I see Vijay then.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm Vijay, and I'm also working at JRC as a developer of the climate station. Thank you.
Marco.
Yes, and good afternoon, everyone. I'm Marco Clerici. I'm a bit coordinating all ClimSA activities here at JSC. Thanks.
Hervé Trebosen.
Hi, everyone. My name is Hervé Trebosen. I am working for UMETSAT, and I'm supporting UMETSAT in its African activities. Over to you.
Thank you, Hervé. Eunice.
Hi, everyone. My name is Eunice Coetz. I am a climate scientist from ICPAC. Thank you.
Thank you. Hussein.
Hello, everyone. My name is Hussein. I'm working for ICPAC as a climate modeling expert.
Hello. Jacopo.
Hello, I'm Jacopo. I'm from the JSC, and I'm working on the design of the user requirement database for the knowledge center Earth observation.
Thank you. Leonard.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Leonard Kimotho. I'm the IT admin for ICPAC.
Okay.
Thank you. Tiro.
Afternoon, everyone. My name is Tiro Nkemelan. I'm climate scientist at SADC CSC, part of the ClimSA TA.
Thank you. I see Pierre. Pierre.
Kamsu, Dr. Kamsu,
Oui.
is connected.
Yeah. Okay. So we can. Isaka.
Yes, this is Pierre.
Yeah, you can. I don't see your mic. Okay.
Yeah, don't worry. The thing that I'm trying to connect on, I was on my phone. Now I'm trying to switch on my desktop because I'm on my way. So my name is Pierre Kamsu from Akmad. I'm senior forecaster with ClimSA project.
Thank you. Isaka, but I'm not sure. Isaka, you have a mic from Agrimet. Yeah, I think there is a there. Okay, no mic. So from Agrimet, but sorry.
There is agreements on
Yeah.
Songoti and
Henri is sorry, Henri.
Yes, hello everybody. I'm Songoti Henri from IT department in Agrimet. Other of my colleagues will join us very soon, like Mulai and other. Thank you.
Okay, Cameroon.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Kamaru Abiodun Lawal, a climate change expert from ACMAT. Thank you.
Thank you. Jurjen?
Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Juriaan from Klooster. I am an IT developer for the climate station.
Thank you. David Parry.
Good afternoon, everyone. David Perry here from SADC ClimSA. I'm one of the TAs, but my specialization is on the environmental, not on the climate sciences side.
Thank you. Okay, good. I think if someone joined and I didn't see, maybe you can raise your hand or I can go to the next. Okay, fine. Thank you. Thank you very much. So basically today it's the regular meeting where we're gonna follow the same type of agenda. So basically we're gonna give you some very recent news about improvement of the climate station and what is the ongoing work to develop it. And then we're gonna do we're gonna give you a live demo just for the basic functionalities, because according to the last forum and last discussion, there are some people, some RCCs where they didn't know how to use it. The climate on how to use the climate station. So we're going to give you some basic functionalities how to use it, and then if you are connected to it, to yours climate station, you can also try to do this kind of graphic we're gonna propose today. And then the last part of the meeting is an open discussion to share our experience or the feedbacks or what you need, what you want in terms of new data sets or new functionalities and so on. So let's start with the news. So there is so we are still working on the improvement of the climate station. I give the floor for that to Vijay, that will give you some information about the new data sets and functionalities that have been added into the climate station. Vijay.
Okay, thanks, Christoph. So I quickly go through the list of yeah. Any questions? Sorry, okay.
I think it is.
So sorry. But you can even write your doubts in the chat, maybe, because we didn't hear you well. So just quickly start a few things on the update. So we had some interactions with the user, with some of the RCCs on different developments. So one of the important thing with the CMIH was having a converter, kind of a converter to convert the data from the climate station to the CPT format, which can be used for the CPT tool. So this is something we have been working on. And the second thing is for CAP-CAC, on request of Maxent, we created a GPCC rainfall on the climate station, and then the anomalies will be followed soon. And then for another thing on the CDS seasonal forecast, before it was a collection of data sets were over only ACP region. Now on the selection based from the portfolio, you can also flip it over the selected region. So on top of this, also we worked a little bit with Tiro on the Jupyter notebook. So these are the list of things we have been doing. So I hope this is a quick status from my side on the user engagement. Thank you. Over to Christoph.
Thank you, Jay. Yeah, there are some background noise, yeah, in the back, but that's the problem of sharing offices after the COVID. We lost.
Yes. Sorry for that.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Maybe I mean the thing we can also add is that for the GPCC of all this request, it's coming from a specific RCC, but of course it's not limited to this specific RCC. So basically, the GPCC is required from one RCC, but we're going to share this product to everyone. So if you're interested in using this kind of new product, for sure you will enjoy also this product and all the functionalities of CPT. We have also some discussion for the climate projections. You know that on CDS, on Climate Data Store, we have some CMIP5 for the moment data sets, or there are some at IRI, there are some tailored indices for climate projections. And we are not 100% sure, I mean, it's under discussion if we're gonna add such kind of information into the climate station. So it's also, it's an open question. Maybe we can discuss about that a bit later in the meeting. If you're interested in using the climate projection. So basically we are talking about data set for 2050, 2100. And so it's static. It's not, there is no ongoing update. I mean, there is no update, regular update. It's a static information that we will put once in the climate station. And if you are interested, what type of product and what is the objective of putting these data sets? So that, let's move this discussion after at the second part of the meeting, when we will have a bit more time to discuss about that. We have also an additional things for communication, that is for more communication. It's about the videos, the tutorial videos. So we did already, Jurjen did already some tutorial videos for all the things related to the ITs for the acquisition and such kind of product. This is an example of a video that has been made by our colleague. So it's for the moment it is not online. So you hear the noise behind of the video, where we explain step by step all the videos, and those videos will be put. I stopped otherwise, and all those videos will be put on YouTube, because it seems that it's much more convenient for you to have videos on YouTube than on Teams. So all those videos and the record of the previous meetings, the regular meetings we are doing now, will be put, everything will be put into the YouTube channel that we're going to create very soon, by this week or next week. This is the other information. So let's start the video. If you have any question for the moment, I don't see any.
Yeah, if I can jump in, Christopher, can you present the overall organization of the videos? Because I think this is an important achievement. We tested this type of, maybe if you go to the beginning of the video you are playing, or this diagram that Jurgen created. So this type of resources, we started generating them actually for the station, and especially for the maintenance on it. Historically, the maintenance of a station has always been difficult, and we realized that it was convenient to have these resources created once for all in order to share with the community, and there are channels in on the station in YouTube. And so we decided also here in some feedback, especially from Southern Africa, that the pattern acquisition was a bit tricky, complicated to be understood, and covering it with a manual is somehow difficult, because you really have to write hundreds of pages to describe all the features. So Christoph, not sure, maybe I'm gonna achieve it.
Yeah, you can share if you, because I'm not sure.
Okay, that's what is presented here in the first slides of when you start the first frame of a presentation. Maybe Jurian, you have it at hand.
Okay, I can share.
Yeah,
I think it's you talking about that.
Yeah, these are all the different components of a climate station. So a general overview of the system, then the dashboard to check the status, the portfolio, which allow you to set activate the products. And then there is the core services, the acquisition, then the processing, data management, and then the pattern visualization. So we started really focusing on acquisition, and general overview, dashboard, portfolio are described, and then the pattern acquisition, because you have basic settings but also advanced settings. And maybe you can show also the directory of the videos that have been created so far. And so we created a number of short, I think up to 5 minutes videos. And by tonight, I think we can upload them in a channel. Yeah, you see, we started following somehow the order, which is also a bit the order of the data flow in the climate station. So that ones are going to be shared, say, by today, and we are working to complement it. So you know there is a user manual so far only in English. Christophe, among other things, is translating in French as well. But these videos would help to going a bit deeper into the detailed operation you have to do to activate a product, to change the definition of a product, and so on. So just to complement a bit. And I think it's good we share immediately. You let us know. We always appreciate feedbacks, you know, if you say it's good, but also if it is bad, you say what can be improved, because we are still in the process of generating them. So any feedback would be really useful. Yeah, thanks. Back to you, Christoph.
Okay, thank you. So let's start. If there is no additional question, let's start with the demo. We can show you some functionalities and basic functionalities. As I mentioned in the email, the objective is to focus on the use of it. So basically, I'm gonna show you some example of concrete applications. That's why I ask for mostly for the thematic experts to join this meeting. And I think it's very the target of the today's meeting. So this is the dashboard of your climate station. When you join your climate station, you have a brief introduction of the dataset information about the completeness of the datasets and the type of product you have into your climate station. It's divided by the different products such as vegetation, temperature, rainfall, and so on. So basically, as mentioned by Marco, we have different steps to get the data and to get the functionalities of the climate station. The first steps are mostly connected to the IT's activities. So we mentioned the portfolio, the acquisition, the processing data, the data management of the data. This will be presented, has been presented in the past with bilateral meetings with ITs. We have also now videos on that, so that will be shared with everyone in the near future, in the following days. But today I'm going to focus mostly on analysis, which is one of the application we can have. I remind you that we have also the fitness for purpose and the impact toolbox and the Jupyter notebook. So basically, well, I'm going to say we're going to use just one of the 4 applications we can use in the climate station. So when we open the analysis tool, this is the white workspace we have immediately. So basically, we start from zero, and we can start from a map. So basically, you have here the menu. So basically, just to remind, this is your connection. So if you're connected or not to your climate station. This is the short. This is.
Yeah, Christopher, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I see there is a hand raised by Mulai. I don't know if you want to intervene.
Yes.
You might also jump in. I mean, we are a little number of people, so it's no problem. Please
go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Christoph. Okay, welcome to everybody. I have a big concern before you go in analysis area. You see in acquisition area, the MHCast point is green, and Sentinel data is configured as getting data from MHCast. So you don't have the climate station connected to the antenna. So why do you put this source as MHCast? How can we get data from MHCast as we are not connected through an antenna? This is my concern.
Yeah, I think it's a very valid one. I'll just go back to that one to double check, because here I'm missing something. Okay, yeah, why UMedCast is in green? Well, you know, the UMedCast service is very, very simple. You define in the system a source directory, which normally is where the UaF-CS service of a PC1, I mean, of a machine managing the UMedCast data flow puts the data after the different steps. So you define in the system here the directory for input the data, which is managed by other services upstream. So this is really the software from UMETSAT dealing with DVB and so on, Telecast and the others. So from a climate station point of view, you just have this point to look at and look for your data. Then if you activate the service, it starts looking for data there. If nothing is there, the service is still up and running. So might be a bit inconsistent, but since the mechanism is that simple, that is just looking into a specific deal for data, the service is running. If you go to the log file in acquisition of a service, you will see that there are no errors, but nothing is found. But so that will explain why it is in green, because you activate it, you just start watching, say, this directory and doing nothing, but is still running. But I was a bit surprised by the product. Maybe I haven't understood correctly. What's the product you mentioning coming from UMedCast?
No, yeah, when you go to acquisition Sentinel data,
yeah,
go to acquisition. Yeah, go to acquisition. Then you see Sentinel data as a configuration is to get data from MHCast. So you don't have any data there. Yes, go to vegetation.
In our case, we have, sorry for that, but I manually copy the data set. So you see Sentinel-3 was here anyway.
Yeah, Sentinel is.
Yeah, we have it because I take care of these things. So, but yeah, no, of course, on the RCCs, it is not taken.
Yeah. It's true. This is Sentinel-3. I thought Sentinel-2, which is a completely different mechanism. This is the Copernicus Global Land product, what was initially spot vegetation, power vegetation, now is from NDVI, originally 300 meters. Then the station can upscale it to 1 kilometer to provide continuity with the other time series. So yeah, we are doing that with manually here, but you have you can connect the climate station to an antenna, I mean a machine with the data from UMedCast.
Yeah, but normally we are not supposed to do it because we don't have any other data for vegetation area. We have only Sentinel-3. That's why I asked this question. But it's possible if you say, okay, try to connect to MHCast, we can try to do it because we have the MESA station and the climate station in the same room. It's possible to connect the antenna, but the advice is not this later. So if you advise this, we can do it.
No, but just Vijay, do we have implemented another data source for OLCI Sentinel-3?
No, no, the internet source is there, but it is a global scale and it cannot be clicked because of the large volume data set. There is a memory issue to handle those things.
Okay.
But the data sync should help. So it will
Yeah,
be
Marco,
available
if you
from the next release.
if you get connected to our station, I'm from Agreement, Marco. You can see what I'm talking about. We only have Sentinel as a vegetation data, and this Sentinel, the source is like MFCAT. So that's why I asked this question.
Yeah.
Maybe if you find a solution for us, you advise something. I don't know. Okay.
Very good. Yeah. But now we discuss a bit on the best approach, because one of the efforts we have to do also here in the future, in the short future, is to now you mean the tool in itself is ready. I mean, functionalities are there, the services are working, but really to populate it with what you are interested in. So as a short answer, we will provide you with a solution for this product. Maybe pulling it because there is also a data mechanism as well, a data sync mechanism that if you miss data from the antenna, for instance, you pull from our server. I will discuss with BJ just after the meeting and provide an answer, a solution for you, convenient one. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Marco.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I'm gonna back to the live demo. So basically, this is the window when you join the analysis tool. This is the basic the empty workspace where you can start creating some data sets. So then you have the first step is of course to select the product. So basically, if you click on new map, you have this kind of list of products that have been in your climate station. So it's you have the list of info. I mean, it's divided into the main variables. So you have vegetation, rainfall forecast, fire, oceanography, temperature, and miscellaneous. We will have additional variables once we will add the forecast of temperature, for example. We will add also some additional data according to your needs. So basically, if we start with a very simple map or, for example, the vegetation, we have some Sentinel-3 data sets. And you can see here, once you click on the product, sorry, you have the sub-product. Sorry, I was too fast. So basically, when I click on vegetation, I have some products available. So there are products from Mars, the GRC. You have data sets from Modis Vapar, some Probavi NDVI, and from Sentinel-3, Allkey NDVI. So this is an example. You don't have necessarily the data for in your climate station, depending if it's already ingested. This is the 300 meters for Africa, and if you click on it, you have the NDVI provided by Sentinel-3 that are available. So basically, here you have the legend that you can change, you can adapt. You have the scale here, and you are very free to change a lot of things. I mean, you can change the color bar, and you can create a new one that can be done, or you can use another predefined scale. And of course, you can add some vector layer, mostly boundary layers, or for different regions. So, for example, we can add the level 0 of Africa, or the level 1 of Africa. So basically, we will have the country and the region. So this is the two options. You can see the different definition. And of course, we are very free to move temporarily and spatially to the region. So here we have the entire continent, for example. If you zoom in, you can see, of course, more details, and you can also select a specific region to make some time series we will see later on, or you can also play with the historical values. So basically here you have the time series of the data available, and if you click on a specific box, you will select another day, and the day is informed here in the title of the data. And so basically, this is the time series or the evolution of the NDVI for a specific product, for the NDVI from Sentinel-3 for different dates for a specific region. We are here in Botswana. So this is the basic functionality of the graphic. In the workspace, we can create a multiple panels or multiple maps or maps plus time series that we're going to see now. So for example, we can restart with another product. We can start with, for example, the rainfall. If we start with rainfall or something more, maybe GPCC. No, we're going to start with that one. Okay. So basically here I select in rainfall, I select the product from StamSat rainfall. It's the version indicated here, 3.0. And when I click on it, I have the map sets. So here it's only Africa. And then when I click, because sometimes you have different map sets, if I select this map set, I have the list of variables that are available. Data set available. So basically you have the 10 days cumulated rainfall. Here is 10-day rainfall. You have the 10 days so rainfall long-term minimum. So basically this is the climatology. It's the minimum on record for 10 days rainfall. This is the long-term average, long-term maximum. And you have some, we compute some indices, for example, the difference, or relative difference, the ratio, and the normalized difference. So all those information are, all these computation are explained in the manual of the data. So you can find all the computation that we performed to get this product. You can see that sometimes we define it's the normal difference to the minimum, for example, this product, whereas here is the ratio to the long-term average. So be careful with the data you're using, and because it can be shown very different things. So if we plot, for example, to start, if we plot the 10 days rainfalls, basically it's the ongoing observation. You have then the color scale, different color scale. As I mentioned previously, we have predefined some color bar that can be used, but you can assign a new one. So here you see assign legends. And if I click on it, you see that we have all the legends that we have defined into the climate station. And here you can select, of course, it's not very relevant to take the chlorophyll color bar for rainfall. So you can move directly to the descriptive name related to rainfall. And if you arrive in the R, this is, okay, rainfall anomaly. So basically here you will see different color scheme for different minimum and maximum values for the anomalies or for the rainfall values. Of course, the scale is different if it's for 1 day rainfall, 1 month rainfall, or longer rainfall. So this is another possibility. So if we select, for example, here we select one specific, we're going to take the 10 days rainfall here, and we can create the map, and we have a new map here available. We have a map with the color scheme we have choose, and we can add the new vector layer. I'm going to take the Africa level 1, and I can play again with that. So this is this is the same. It's just to show you a bit the basic functionality of the maps. So you can play again with the location and the temporal when you were interested, which date exactly you were interested in. So you can play with the different you can play with the different dates. You have also here, this is the zoom information is for the length of the time series above. You see that it's 1 year. We can reduce to 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, or all the year available. Now we can also join this special information with the temporal information. So basically, I put my graphic here in one part of my workspace, and I can create what before it was a map. Now we're gonna play with graphic, and if I click on graphic, yeah, I have a new menu here that appears. It's time series graphic, and you see that first I have to select a region. This region will be defined with your selection of the map here. So basically, if I want to select the RDC, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, or if I want to select Somalia, I just have to select Somalia by clicking on it. So once I have defined the region, I can select the product. So basically here we were looking at the rainfall monitoring, and I'm going to check, for example, the Thamsat rainfall 3.0, and I can see the 10 days rainfall. So I'm going to check the 10 days rainfall, and then the product is now selected. I have added into my selection that appear here. And now I have to select which period of time. So I can select several years, I can select a period of time, or I can select a specific season. And for example, if I want to see all the year 2021, so last year, so I have selected the region, the variable, and the time series. I can now ask to get the time series, and I get it. This is the 10 days rainfall. Accumulated 10 days rainfall for Somalia in 2021. And so this is the science. I mean, this is the values. But again, if you want, you can completely change the color of the axis. You can change the value of the axis. You can change the color of the data set. So for example, I don't play with all the functionalities because there are plenty of functionalities. But if if I want to change, I'm going to show you again. If I want to change, for example, the type of graphic, I just have to look at the products here. And then I see, as a reminder, I see what I selected. And if I click on that button, I can have access to, for example, the type of draw. So this is, for example, the column. But you can see that if I want, I can transform into line with a specific thickness. And I can choose the color. I can make a black line, and I select. Once it's done, I just have to update the graphic, and this is the same graphic with a line instead of the bar. I can also add additional products. I can generate, of course, different analysis. So for example, if you're interested into your time series compare, because you're not necessarily specialist to every single region or sub-region, you can make very quickly a graphic that remind you the statistic of the region. So this is exactly the same graphic, but instead of using just the day-and-day rainfall, I add the minimum in the long-term climatology, the maximum and the average. And now I get the new graphic, which is the same, but with different indicators. So as I mentioned previously, it's the minimum, the maximum, and the average. Of course, you have to improve a bit the product. I will go a bit quickly. So basically, I re-click on the graphic selection. So I have the product I have selected, and now I will change very quickly the data to create something a bit more visible. So basically, I will transform the bar into lines, and I will show the rainfall data of the current year. I will show it in red, whereas for the climatology, I will plot it in green for min and max, and black the average. So this is just the small. This is the small up. Okay, it's just. And once you have created your graphic like that, when you have changed everything into the 4 graphic, I update the graphic, and now I have immediately the minimum. We don't see the minimum because it's too close to 0. You have the maximum in gray. You have the year 2021 in red, and you have the climatology in black. You see that if I pass the mouse into the graphic, I can extract the real values for every 10 days value precipitation. So it's very convenient if you need to have directly the values of your graphic. And another thing that is also very, so you can save the PNG, you can save the graphic templates. And another functionality that I found super interesting is you can link this graphic to the one that is plotted here. So basically, if you select Somali, you get this value. But if I move to a different region, I got the same statistics immediately done for another region. So once if the next month you have a big anomaly in a different place, you don't have to regenerate your graph. You have just to click on a different point, and then you regenerate all your graphic and the statistics immediately. And that is super convenient for you because it's quite automatic when you have to generate regular reports for different regions. So it's really automatic, and you see it's the computer, the soft is doing everything by itself. And of course, we can add also other graphics, such as we can link with the vegetation, with the water body, with temperature, with whatever. We can link immediately this graphic together. We can also, for example, because we were talking about additional information, additional information is, for example, I'm looking for the Sentinel graphic. It's possible to link the maps between them. So unfortunately, we don't have for the moment the anomaly, but if the same, if I plot the same sorry, I will add the Africa level 0. If the maps are linked, so basically if you see, for example, a strong anomaly, I will navigate. I didn't it's by, for example, if you go to a specific region and you detect a strong anomaly for 2021 compared to the climatology, you can immediately detect when you have this strong anomaly. I don't remember when it was. It was in Somalia, where we had this kind of peak in May, for example, in May. So I can go to May 2021, March, April, May 2021. Of course, I don't have it up. So May 2021, if you go in May 2021, the two maps are linked. We don't have Sentinel for that. See, we have it. So you see that I click on May 2021, the year when I detected a big increase of rainfall in that region, and immediately I have for the same dates, because it's available, I have Sentinel images, and I have the timestamp rainfall for that region. And I could check, for example, if there is a link with a specific NDVI deficit. In that case, it's absolute value, so I cannot see the anomalies, but we can link different variables for a specific anomaly, or for a specific in a specific region. We can work in such case. So basically, I can show you, for example, this kind of workspace that I saved. It's exactly the same that I shown you previously. It's the precipitation. So basically, it's for a specific year. This is a long-term average, and this is the anomaly, the two between the year I selected and the long-term average. And this is the anomaly. So you can see the positive and negative anomaly. And again, you can play with the different region, and you can see immediately what are the main trends, or the main aspect of the year 2021. You don't need a specific full year. I mean, you can work on daily basis for just 1 month and 2 months. You can work. It's completely free. I can select, instead of 2021, I can select 2022, and but I won't have any data from October, but I can play with, of course, 2022. Another example I can show you. It's okay. This is not super interesting. Yeah, this is the time of the type of. I already show you a bit if you were there for the previous UAF or two meetings ago. This is the type of workspace you can create, a bit more advanced, where you see the map of a specific, for example, here a rainfall deficit or patterns. You have the time series in the middle, so you have the time series here. You have here the time. It's a bit more advanced. It's exactly what I shown you before. Is the time series compared to the climatology, the minimum, maximum, and the average. But we have also, and I didn't show you before, in the time series, in fact, we have additional products. If I go back to the time series graphic here, so basically we come back to Somali rainfall, and you have the time series graph, which is when you click on new graph. And here you see you have profile. So basically it's a time series graphic. We get it as we get it previously, but you may have cumulative, ranking, and matrix. So basically, it's different. It's four different type of graphic, and you can play with. Cumulative is it's the same time series, but we're gonna cumulate the anomalies, positive or negative. Ranking is another way to plot the data. It's the way I shown you here. Basically, you compare a specific year, a specific period to your climatology. So basically here, if the rainfall, you can see that I compare 2021 to the rest of the time series. So it's a very long it's a very long climatology we have for this product, and we can immediately characterize the full year or a specific month in within the climatology. We can compare this statistic to the rest of the to the other years. Another graphic we can generate is what we call it's another way to plot the ranking, but it's a Z-score. So the anomaly are standardized, and you can see that now we keep because here we lose the time evolution. You see that the first is 1992, then 2005. It's ranked from the driest to the wettest. Here we keep the ranking from 1981 to 2021, but we see the Z-score. So we see the different anomalies, positive and negative anomalies. So we can clearly see that that year are slightly negative. And the last type of distribution we can show is what we said, it's a matrix. So we select an area, it's the same methodology, but we keep the information both in terms of year and month. So here, for example, it's the monthly rainfall compared to the long-term average. When it's bluish, it means an increase of rainfall. When it's greenish, it's a reddish, it's a deficit. And you can see that during the season, we have a specific season, a rainy season in that region, and you can see if the deficit is important or not. So you have a double information about the interannual variability and into the year when you have this kind of anomaly. This graphic is exactly the same, but instead of working at monthly time scale, we're working at 10 days time scale. Just to finish, I think I have two last examples. The first one, I will just show you an example to or the importance of having different sources of data sets. This is the monthly rainfall from four different products: TAMSAT, SHIRPS, FuseNet, GPCC. It's all for September 2022. We are using exactly the time color bar. So you can see here, by the way, I can play with the location of my color bar. You see that we are using exactly the same. We are zooming into the same region, and you can see that there are a lot of differences. So if we produce only one data set, and if you're using only one data set, you have a big chance of having a bias into your data, depending what you're using. And there is no solution about what is the best product. And again, if we play with the connection in between the data set, the connectivity in between the data sets, you can see that we can extract the data, the 4 data sets for a specific region. Here it's Niger, and you can see that the data set provide a very different, high difference in terms of cumulative rainfall at monthly time scale. But also, if we compare with the long-term average, we have some anomalies that are completely different because the time series, the length of the climatology is different, and because of the bias into the product. And finally, this is a last example I'm going to show you because we're running after the clock. This is the forecast product for the extreme wet and dry spells. I did a presentation a few weeks ago about this product that has been validated over the world. So basically, it's the warning of extreme wet or extreme dry periods over at 1 month, 3 months, and 6 months lead time. So this is at monthly for the SPI 1. So it's a product based on SPI. This is for October, so for this month. This is for the October, November, December, and this is it's 6 months. So it's from October, November, December, March. So 1, 3, and 6 months lead time. And as you can see, I can link the 3 maps, and I can go very quickly through all this lead time. So for example, we're going to start to the Pacific, because we know that we got the 3rd La Nina in the row, and it's a typical situation La Nina where we have a dry situation in the northern part of Oceania and very wet in the southern Oceania and in the southwest Asia. And it's especially strong for SPI 1. For SPI 3, it's a bit lower, and SPI 6, we also lose some information, and maybe it's also because it's the end of La Nina. And if we go to Africa, we have also some information, and because also most of the northern Africa will be in a dry season, we don't have any information about wet and dry cases. But you can see that in southern Africa, we have some signal about very dry situation for the next months. And for Caribs, it's pretty, the impact are for the moment pretty low. The La Nina is not very impacting a lot the region. So I think I went through most of the activities and the functionalities. Of course, I cannot explain everything. You see that it was already too long. So if you have any question, comments, I'm happy to answer your question. Thank you. I don't see in the chat there are some questions.
Yeah, Christopher. So as far as I can see, there was from Isakai a question. Did you have a dry spells product in the climate station?
So if the question is related to I mean, dry spells, it's mostly what we for short-term dry periods. So basically, we can compute some. I had some algorithm to detect different length of dry spells. That is very important, especially for false starts of the monsoon. We can implement for the monitoring things. We can implement for the forecast. For the moment, we have to see about the agreement with ECMWF, what kind of data we have access to. But for the moment, we cannot go under 1 month for the forecast. For the monitoring, if you're interested in monitoring, we could implement some computation based on the precipitation data we have.
SPI can be considered as a dry spell product.
SPI is an anomaly of precipitation standardized. Dry spell is a dry spell it's a period of a very dry, very rapid and very abrupt decrease of rainfall or stop rainfall for shorter term. And usually you have dry spell that can be considered for 10 days or half a month. I mean, yeah, for 15 days can be. I don't know what is the need. I mean, usually when we call the dry spell, it's mostly, yeah, it's between 10 to a month. From 10
Okay,
days to...
yeah, Misakai, if you have in mind already some product, you know that is generated systematically on the climate station, it's very easy for us to add it in the portfolio. So to just link to it and systematically download it. And there was a subsequent question a bit far in the chat. So if so, it is possible to overlay the monthly RR map and the dry spell map. You can intervene. If you can intervene, you just
yeah, you can open the mic.
Jump in, Isaka.
Yes, I want just to know if it's possible to have a monthly dry spell and a monthly map of rain, so we can if it's possible to overlay the two maps.
So so basically, I'm not sure to understand. You want to plot for you have the rainfall. So basically, we have already the map of rainfall. It's fine. We have already plenty of data sets. Then you talk about map of dry spells. So what do you call dry spells in that case? Is it a period of deficit and what is the length of your dry spell you're interested in? And overlay, you mean you want the two maps in one, correct?
Christophe, tu peux lui permettre de faire sa question en français, comme ça tu traduis, Christophe?
Parfait.
Nous, on a fait ta question en français.
Ok, voilà. Ce que je voudrais, parce que ce serait intéressant pour des pays, en tout cas sahéliens, des fois qu'on superpose les données mensuelles, c'est-à-dire avoir une carte sur les séquences sèches mensuelles, et on a en même temps le cumul pluviométrique du mois, on superpose les deux cartes pour voir, parce que des fois, c'est quoi? On a des fortes pluies dans le mois, mais et dans le même mois, nous avons des séquences sèches très longues. Si on peut superposer les deux cartes, ça nous permettra d'avancer un peu sur des analyses un peu plus profondes. C'est ce que je voulais faire.
Ok. Alors, l'aspect scientifique, enfin, so the question is what I understood. It's basically they want to superpose two informations. The first one is the rainfall, the cumulated rainfall, and the second one is an information based on the extreme. So basically, extreme rainfall and extreme dry period. Je peux répondre d'abord en français rapidement. Sur l'aspect développement de l'indice, il n'y a aucun problème. On peut le faire, il n'y a aucun problème. Développer un indice sur le wet spell et dry spell, je l'ai déjà fait. Il n'y a aucun problème pour le faire. La partie technique, ça, je laisserai répondre. Je vais donner la parole à un de mes collègues pour savoir si la fonctionnalité de superposer pourrait être ajoutée. Pour le moment, comme je l'ai dit, on peut travailler sur deux cartes séparées, mais on ne travaille pas sur deux cartes superposées. Donc, ça veut dire qu'en fait, on peut très bien zoomer sur une région d'étude qui vous intéresse. Et si vous avez les deux cartes qui sont zoomées sur la même région d'intérêt, vous pouvez tout de suite voir si les deux cartes coïncident ou pas. Pour l'instant, c'est la possibilité qu'on peut avec la Climate Station. On ne peut pas superposer. Pour l'instant.
Ok, si déjà on a les deux cartes, c'est très bien.
Okay.
Mais si on peut les superposer encore, c'est mieux.
Okay, so basically we can develop such kind of indices based on the development of monitoring wet and dry extreme rainfall, so wet and dry spells. There is absolutely no problems. And for the superposition of the maps, for the moment we have implemented the capacity to show two links to maps, so we can zoom in into a specific region and see what are the different spatial variability inside those regions, but we cannot superpose the information for the moment. It's not planned to do that. Voila. I see people that want to be okay. I will save the chat and I will put the names of the people if you want to be added into the Gmail group for to be in the Gmail group, yeah, for the communications. Just put your email and then I will copy and paste into the list. I see two hands. I think Agrimet, you already asked. Isaka, you have another question, Isaka, or?
Yes, yes. Yes, I have another question.
Okay.
Voilà, pour aller plus vite, je préfère le faire en français.
Okay.
Effectivement, nous, au niveau de notre région, nous avons des zones inaccessibles sur lesquelles on aime faire des suivis encore beaucoup plus rapprochés. Est-ce que pour ces zones inaccessibles-là, je peux faire le shapefile de ces zones inaccessibles et essayer de les superposer sur les différents produits que vous venez de présenter?
Alors ça, c'est une discussion on est aussi en cours. Marco, si aussi tu veux réagir sur la capacité de dessiner et de sauvegarder des shapefiles pour dessiner, c'est ça, des zones, c'est ça. Dis-moi si c'est correct, Isaka, parce que j'ai pas bien compris, mais j'ai l'impression que
c'est correct.
Voilà, ce que tu veux, c'est dessiner.
Je prends un exemple sur la zone du lac Tchad. Nous avons des zones où, en tout cas, des zones d'insécurité sur lesquelles on ne peut pas, en tout cas, physiquement, les personnes ne peuvent pas aller. Bon, donc, on nous demande des suivis spécifiques sur ces zones et nous les délimitons en faisant des shapefiles. Est-ce que de façon spécifique, nous pouvons appliquer ces shapefiles-là sur les différents produits que vous venez de présenter?
Oui, on peut. Oui, on peut. Marco, dans la fonctionnalité, il y a une des fonctionnalités où on peut définir des régions, si j'ai compris le shapefile, c'est-à-dire tu veux définir des régions d'études spécifiques, c'est ça? Au niveau du lac Tchad, par exemple, c'est définir une région d'études.
Oui.
Ouais, ok. Bah oui, tout à fait. Oui, on peut
Tout à fait.
définir des régions particulières. Il y a une fonctionnalité qui est déjà présente. Je peux peut-être, si j'ai bien compris, pour être sûr, je peux te montrer rapidement la fonctionnalité. C'est-à-dire que, alors on va peut-être pas prendre cet exemple-là, on va peut-être prendre, voilà, si on va dans. Donc là, déjà, vous voyez qu'on peut, on peut zoomer très fortement sur la région. Donc là, on est au niveau du lac Tchad, mais on peut, vous voyez que là, donc on a une région qui est prédéfinie. Donc là, je clique sur une région. Donc on voit, on peut intercomparer tous les produits. Donc si je comprends bien, tu pourrais très bien mettre le cumul de pluie, les wet spells, les dry spells et puis la végétation. Et tu verrais à peu près des informations. Si tu veux aussi définir une région particulière, oups, non, ça c'est. Oui, et pardon. Et là, je peux définir une région spécifique. Et une fois que je l'ai définie, je peux la sélectionner. Oups. Pardon. Juste, je le refais là. Je peux définir ma région et
il faut la automasquer en ce moment après.
Et là, je la sélectionne. Voilà.
Il faut la automasquer, comme ça elle sort seule. Voilà.
Et là, je peux la masquer. Voilà. Et donc ça, on peut sauvegarder la région et on peut sauvegarder la région et même extraire. Là, donc là, vous voyez que maintenant, Ça s'appelle drone polygone parce que c'est plus une région. On est en train de travailler sur cette partie-là.
Oui, et si je peux intervenir,
Ok, c'est bon.
il y a aussi l'option, si vous avez déjà un shapefile, un fichier vectoriel, il y a l'option aussi de le télécharger, de l'ajouter à la liste des fichiers vectoriels que vous avez déjà. So my French is a bit limited. You have a list, and maybe Christophe, you can show it. What are the shape files, the vector layers? One now is displayed, but there are many of them in the system. And if you have your own vector layers, you can upload it as well. So if you already some regions, you can work direct on them. Just a small remark.
Sorry, I think I didn't see. Okay, you didn't see my screen anymore, no?
No.
Okay, I made a mistake. Yeah, so basically the question for the English speakers is it was really if it's possible to zoom in to define our own region and to work on the specific region that is not in the list I shown previously. So basically we can draw your own polygon or a specific form, and then you can extract the information for that specific region. There is a question from Basil.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. I get. Yeah. I think I get the answer for my question already. It's okay.
Okay.
First, I just want to repeat what Marcus said. That if you already have your own shape files, it is possible to import it into the system, and then you can do your studies on that shape files.
Yes, exactly. Thank you.
Right. Thanks a lot, Erin.
And Sunshine.
Thanks, Christoph. Thanks for the presentation. I hope you can hear me from that side. Thank you so much. All right. Yeah, mine is just a minor one. When you were talking in terms of when you're showing the four different data sets, the rainfall estimates for ClimSA, CHEPS, GPCC, and also RFE, FuseNet, RFE.
Yes.
You indicated the very obvious. In fact, we are struggling with that, the issue of that. If you use one of 10 of those, you may not get the. I mean, you may not represent probably the true picture on the ground. Either of them, all of them, they've got their own weaknesses. So I was thinking, I put on the chart where I was asking if it's feasible to ingest in-situ data into the system, the station, sorry, if it's feasible. And also, if once the system is live in the different regions, if we have got data set from member states, which probably is not on GTS, if it's safe for us to ingest such data set into the system, because member states do not want the data to be shared beyond just probably the regional climate center. Yeah. So those are just thoughts that I was having in terms of assisting somebody who's using this. Detect if indeed the rainfall that is depicted by the rainfall estimates is indeed what was observed by the. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm not sure I get all the points for your data, but what the first thing I want to say is just, I mean, we know that it's quite challenging to get the rainfall precipitation depending where you are, if you have a lot of data set, and also we know that some data set are very good in specific region, but not in another. So we prefer also to keep these kind of multi-data sets. The thing is, it's always good, I think, for users to have this kind of overview of the situation by using different satellites and different products, and maybe it's a way also to change your habits or your data set you're using regularly, because after a few months, few years, you can see maybe the strength and the weakness of every product. So it's just to keep to be open to really understand the uncertainties and to assess the uncertainties and the best product available. But I'm not sure I get all the points, but I mean all the data set I present are available for ingestion for your climate station. But I didn't get your question because maybe.
Yeah, it was a bit fragmented, but maybe the sound was a bit fragmented, Sunshine, so some were missing.
Sorry for that.
No problem. But if I got correctly, you were referring also to station data, so measurements of precipitation from gauges.
Okay.
Yeah, and we implemented so far an interface with the ClimSoft application, which is one of these applications to collect, to visualize, and to also quality screen the data from the local stations, so that we take into account just few tables of the database of ClimSoft, and very easily they can be synchronized into a dedicated schema of a climate station. So this first synchronization is possible. We tested with ICPAC as well. Now the point is that the data is sitting there and not really used. It's not possible to visualize them. So this is going to be the next development. One of the things we plan since a long time to do is to help ICPAC in creating this blended product from chips and local data on the station. And I think we are going to work on that in the Jupyter notebooks initially, at least, because there's much more dynamic environment for this type of implementation. But this point is taken, say, and we are going to work on that as one of the next activity. So the answer is you can push a ClimSoft from ClimSoft. We are considering also other DBMS, but we would consolidate then we see how to proceed with the others. But in order to provide at least capability of doing some visualization and merging, so combining the spatial information with the raster files. I hope it does answer the question, Sunshine.
No, very much. Yes, you've captured all because I had the interest in moving forward to blending. I was saying yes, you answered me well, because the intention was to move into blending if that feasibility is there to ingest station data into the system.
Yeah. And what is the say BDMS, the application you mainly use for station data? Is CliData, Crisis, is ClimSoft? Do you have already a collection of this station data in some environment?
Yeah, in ACMAT we're using ClimSoft.
ClimSoft, very good. So that's we facilitate, very good.
Okay, I see in the chat in question or a request from David Parry. So I take point by point and let me know if David, it's fine for you. For the question regarding the solar intensity, we have some radiative information coming from CDS that could be that could be useful. Maybe it's such product that could be that you're interested in. We have also a local team at GRC working on solar energy. I'm in touch with them, and we also have some difficulties to identify some users, final users. So basically, we need, if you want additional things instead of, I mean, maybe something a bit more complex than just solar radiation monitoring and forecasting, mostly monitoring for the moment. Of course, we can implement, it's available on CDS, so we can implement coming from ERA 5, coming from different reanalysis. It could be interesting. If you want more information, more detailed products, in that case, we need to better discuss with you to have a better idea of who are the final users and what type of data they need, because we have in-house products that could be added into the climate station. You have a request coming from the live wind direction, and I think also intensity could be relevant. That is also something we can easily implement, and it's one of the variables that will be implemented just after, I mean, in the coming weeks, both intensity and direction. To overlay with fire, we have wildfire products. For the moment, we didn't we didn't match the two, but we have another product that could be relevant, because I think if you want to match wind speed and fire, it's for the risk of fire and of air quality. And for these two aspects, we have two in-house products. One is the fire risk developed by a team in Copernicus EMS. So basically, if you're interested into the risk of fires, it's a product available worldwide. We can extract the information to put it into the climate station. So it's based on the risk of fires. And if you're interested into health, so but basically the pollution affected, caused by fire, we can use output from CAMS, which is another service from Copernicus for atmospheric monitoring. And then here inside we have PMDs, PM10, sorry, PM2.5, we have NO2, we have dust. Dust will be also introduced, by the way, into the climate station, because for a lot of RCCs, it's important to add. So we have this product that could be also very easily introduced into the climate station. But again, we need to better understand what you want exactly. And for the river basin and the runoff of the river, we have GLOFAS, the global product for floods awareness system. And this product is also, so it's a bit more technical, because it's an information for the main rivers in the world. But we can also, if you're interested into for floods, either you can I can share with you the link to visit the website of GLOFAS, or we can also think about collecting some data sets from GLOFAS and to put into the climate station. So I don't know if, David, you need more information, but.
Thank you. I'll follow up with you. But these are really types of products identified and requested from the wider UaF, the water, energy, and food security side. I'm just interested if we would be able to provide the services.
Okay, no, but this is I mean, you point to products we have already identified that we are not in the first we plan to implement, but for sure it's in the list, and that will be if there are a lot of needs, we also put very quickly into the climate station. Is there any comments? It's already 4:21. If you have any question, I have for you. Are you interested into climate projection? You can raise your hands if you want to say yes. Or...
Yes, yes, of course.
Yes, of course.
Okay, but what time of, because the thing you see the tools we have into the climate station are not necessarily the best for to deal with climate projection. So you need the output from the models or from IRI directly into the climate station. That could be a possibility. I don't know if somebody wants to speak.
Yes, yes, it will be very useful.
Climate projection for the okay, next 50 years, or okay. So we have to see. And is there any so it's Ahmad Agreement. I see Ahmad Agreement interested in.
I wanted to say, even ICPAC, I saw Hussein sent. I just wanted to say, because you're asking us a question in terms of from where should this data be coming from? If it's possible to get it from the models, that is fine. But if the best way to implement is through ERI, then it's okay.
Okay.
Et on peut être aussi intéressé par les subseasonal forecasts.
Donc, les subseasonal forecasts, the question is about subseasonal forecasts. We have to see how to deal with the rights of using it, because we have, you know, that there are some embargoes. We cannot use it operationally. We have to discuss with the CMWF. We have to see if we use other subseasonal products like GFS that are available on daily basis. Yes, we could implement such kind of things. The idea of the climate station is not necessarily to go to no casting or very short-term forecast. You have to consider that we are mostly focusing, because we cannot cover all the lead time of the forecast. We have to focus on specific period, and we are more in between the subseasonal to the climate projection. Donc en français, parce que la question était en français, on doit faire attention avec les droits des données qu'on utilise, parce que c'est pas nous qui créons les données. On les prend de centres de calcul. Donc même si on a des accès à ces centres, on n'a pas forcément le droit de les divulguer. Et donc, on va essayer de trouver un moyen de proposer des données un peu plus régulièrement updatées que des données mensuelles. Donc, c'est soit en changeant les accords qu'on a avec ICMWF, soit en passant par des modèles comme GFS qui sont déjà disponibles et qui sont distribués de partout gratuitement. Mais attention, on ne cherche pas à descendre à des échelles de prévision pour des prévisions à court terme ou des prévisions à temps réel. Le ClimSA, c'est plutôt du subsaisonnier jusqu'à la projection climatique. Donc, on va surtout se focaliser sur ces échéances-là. Nous, on veut vraiment travailler sur à la semaine ou aux semaines, au mois qui arrivent, voir les projections climatiques. Voilà. I think we're already late. It's about an hour and 25 minutes meeting. So is there any additional requests, or open topic? Nothing?
Yeah, just a remark a bit on also the way forward, how we can organize ourselves to exchange documentation, material, resources. So we were discussing a bit offline now in parallel. Maybe we can, in the past, we've been using the Google Classroom for the training. So maybe an option would be to create a classroom with all the addresses we have and the ones you have indicated today, so that you are associated to this classroom, which is linked also to some storage in the Drive, and we can put there the manual which was requested today and different other things. So if it is fine for you, you don't mind, you don't have any issue in that, we can create a group in a form of a classroom, so to associate all the addresses we have within a Google Classroom. If anyone has some issue with that, just tell it. Okay, so I assume it's fine for everyone. Yeah.
Looks okay. No comment, nothing. Okay, so thank you everyone. We're gonna stop the meeting now. If you have any question, comments, you can also send emails to us, or you can reply to the email I sent for the meeting, and then we will see. For example, the topic of the next meeting could be discussed. So don't hesitate to communicate with us. And thank you everyone. Have a good evening, have a good afternoon or evening, and see you in 3 weeks, a month.